Hey guys, welcome back. It's Whitney with Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and today I left my comfort bubble and I am hand painting something. It is a little exciting because I think it did a decent job after a certain amount of tries and getting on that struggle bus, but I had some wonderful inspiration from a beautiful person. I'll explain what that is, but I want to jump in real quick and then get started. So I took a bamboo cutting board from Dollar Tree. Now, the one I'm showing you here is one, obviously it's still packaged, but this one here I painted with folk art home decor chalk paint probably, I don't know, a year ago. I was planning on making a tiered tray out of it, but that didn't happen. So I've already painted that, gave it 2 coats, and it's dried a couple years ago. So this is a brand new sanding block I got from Amazon. It says it's like a 92-piece set, but I really was going after the 80 grit paper because I wanted a really rough paper, but they give you a lot of different sanding blocks. So seriously, Velcroed it right on. Check out how easy this is. The handle on it, also amazing. It's way easier to use than those square ones that you find everywhere. And the replacement pads for it are not that expensive either. If you guys want to take this for a test drive, you can find it in my Amazon shop. I have it linked in my description and my comment below. Again, it'll be under the tools section. And I absolutely love this sanding block, just so you know. You'll see me really go to town here on it. But, and then you're going to see me clean up all that dust I made. Mess with my cute little desk vacuum, also in my Amazon shop. Those are like two of my favorite things. I use them a lot. I love using that sanding. I use sanding blocks a lot, but this one fits your hand so much better. I mean, I had carpal tunnel surgeries many years ago. I used to be in banking. So anyways, first attempt here. First off, let me say is Tracy with Country Charm by Tracy. I reached out to her because I had watched her video. It was basically a vintage-inspired country bloom crafts. It was the title of her video. That is linked in my description below. You will find that video if you want to watch exactly what I was following. I do not hand paint. As you can tell here, as I am trying to tediously prepare my workspace, I am not a hand painter. And here I'm testing out my paintbrushes because I don't know how to hand paint anything, guys. So I'm going to do some lettering. This is my first attempt ever doing anything like this. Other than, you guys see me paint, I paint solid colors, I distress, I sand, I add wax. I have never hand painted anything. My sister is great at that. That is not my forte. But figured why not try? I watched Tracy's video and it was so inspiring. Her nature is so inviting and friendly. It feels like you're sitting with a buddy. And so I said, you know what? I think I can try it. And I knew I had this cutting board that I had already painted. I said, let me try it. Worst case scenario, I'll send it down and try again. And as you guys saw, this was my first attempt. Now, I watched her video all the way through a couple times, made some mental notes, and then I got out my acrylic paints here. And I said, let me try just lettering. And then I forgot. Her first step was to distress the board some more. Now, obviously, you saw me sand the item. But what we need to do is we're going to put some brown coloring in the back. Now, Tracy's art style is very unique. It's very country. It's very whimsy. I absolutely love it. So I would already forgetting my own steps here. Later on, you'll see me. I'll be using my phone, and I am referring back to her video as I do this because I had a little bit too many, missed stops on the struggle bus, you could say. Also, I'm not really remembering my what stop I need to get on and off at, guys. I'm getting older. So yeah, I should have had the video up to begin with, but I thought I could go off of memory. So here, what she does is you're going to take this brown color. I chose a sandy brown color, and you do half of the bristles in the paint and the other half in water, and it gives it a nice little like kind of mirrored effect. It's like a very good shading technique. I am not too good with it. I think I was using a little bit too much water at first, but you're going to see me I sped it up, of course, because I really spent a lot of time on just on painting this extra shading around the edges. But then also, you guys, I messed this up and I end up wiping it off with baby wipes, and then I have to redo the brown here. So remember, keep a baby wipe nearby. Acrylic paint is obviously water soluble. It comes off with water, so it does take a little bit of elbow grease depending on what it is, but it's very forgiving with those baby wipes. It's a very good little handy item to keep near you while you're painting. So I'm adding just all the brown little extras that I like the way, guys, I love the way her project turned out, so much so that I wanted to copy it. Now, I did make it mine just a tiny bit, but she deserves all of the credit and all the recognition here because I was really able to just take her instruction and run with it. So this is what our board looks like. Now, it looks aged, it looks weathered. I'm very happy with my medium, you know, I'm very happy here. So here's where things go wrong. I started to try this. No, I'm kidding. What happened was I was going to write the word bloom, and I was not paying attention to her specific lettering style. And it works the way she does it here, so you're going to have to ignore this first set of letters. This is literally, I should have tested it out and tried it. You know, I was messing a little bit with the paintbrush with water, but not with paint. And it's a very touchy thing. You have to get used to the pressure, the amount of pressure you're putting down, because those bristles spread out, and then also the way you're moving your hand and the strokes that you use. It's definitely not like writing with a pencil or pen. All of you guys, any of you who are hand painters out there, see, there I am testing the whole top of it, saying like, what am I going to do here? That right there is not the style, because Tracy puts what she calls her happy dots on all of the, you know, connecting points of all the letters, and it's absolutely cute. You guys saw at the beginning my end result, and so you'll see the little dots on it. It really takes the lettering to like a happy whimsy place. Very country, very whimsy, and it's adorable in my opinion. I love it. So you can never have too much of it. So I'm taking the letter B, and this is real time, by the way, guys. So running out of paint, my strokes aren't really that even. You can tell that this is a beginner, and I'm okay with that. You guys need to see, everybody starts out somewhere. We are all new at something at one point in our life. At some point, wherever you are, it'll be the first time you've done something. Am I right? So here's me. That bee looks so horrible. But I mean, where else do you learn? Some people, and obviously natural talent comes to those. Some people pretty easy, but with everything else, practice makes perfect, right? You will see me erase all this. So this was really bad. And again, of course, I wish I hadn't used black, or I would say try testing it out with a pencil or a marker. But even then, those brush bristles react differently to your stroke of your hand, the technique, the pressure you're putting down there, how much paint is loaded onto the paintbrush. There was a lot of trial and error here with me, and I thought, once again, what is the harm in trying? It's $1 cutting. Now I got that cutting board when things were still $1. It was $1 cutting board, and I have more than enough paint to sand it down and paint over it if I have to. So you see me here, you saw I was going really slow, and then all of a sudden I'm just like circle, circle, circle. And then I'm like, oh, that's great, Whitney. You have spooky eyes now. So all I kept looking at was, I'm like, these look like spooky eyes. And here I'm trying to recall what she did with her M, and then I don't know why I just made an immediate left turn. It's like I had GPS on while I was painting, and it's like, turn left now. So I'm like, yeah, anyways. So then I said, okay, it's time for happy dots. So let me just try. Okay, here's bloom. Yeah, there's me spelling it out. I was trying to put on the happy dots. Now, she used a smaller paintbrush, and I didn't. I should have grabbed a smaller paintbrush. I will do that on my second time. So here I'm putting in the happy dots again, not referencing her video, not referencing any pictures or anything. And it's like, it just doesn't look right. Something's wrong. Okay, trigger warning. Well, I was kind of late on that. That's where we're going to erase it and start over. Now, again, baby wipes and water. More baby wipes and water. And I got a decent amount of it off. Now again, the black paint did leave it left its remnants behind, but I think it made the wood look more weathered. I actually like the way it looks with that there. And also in between this and my second attempt, it got a little wet there, so here I'm drying it with my little travel dryer. But right here, I had actually, you see my phone right there at the top. I was trying a different font that I found online. Yeah, that didn't work out either. So that was kind of like attempt 1.5. We're not even going to deal with that. It wasn't even worth putting in the video, trust me. So I'm adding my brown, distressing back onto the back. So here's attempt number 2-ish, sort of, kind of. So it was that quick, guys. It was not a horrible thing to start over. So right now, off to the side, I have Tracy's video on my phone, and I have it paused, and I'm going step by step with her through her video, and I was able to have a lot easier of a time. I should have done that first, so that was my own mistake there. If it's the first time you're attempting something, make sure you got the instructions right next to you. It's like, duh, Whitney, why didn't I just think of that to begin with? And that way I can see how she's going through it, and I can mimic her hand movements, mimic her brush movements. Now guys, I do not know what brushes I'm using. I don't know sizes of anything. I am so green at all this that it doesn't even matter. Just take something and run with it. In fact, I think this paintbrush probably came with a big group of stuff that had paint bristles, I mean not paint, but the paint sponges in it, because I needed to paint something a solid color and it was on discount or something. That's the only reason I have these smaller detail brushes. So here I'm adding some more. Now I'm very happy with so far the BLOO. The O's are not spooky. And now again, all I see are eyes, but we get past that when we add the details. But that little part of the M, the tail of the M there, I made it a little bit too thick. Sometimes going back over your work, I was fussing with it too much, kind of hyper focusing on things that you probably, or that I probably shouldn't have. I think if I had just left it the way it was and not darkened everything, it would have looked more, natural and purposeful. So you kind of see my phone a little bit because I'm referencing it as like, yeah, I'm really not happy with the back part of that M. So all I did was just take that piece off. And let's see if we can make it look a little bit better, Whitney. And that was pretty easy. And now I can't remember, guys, if I added more blue or blue. See, I don't even know what color. I don't know if I added more brown or not. I can't remember if I did because I took a lot off that side. But I believe what I'm doing here is just replacing the last part of that M to make it a little bit. Yeah, and you guys, I've sped this up. I've cut out a lot of things, but this was a good hour and a half, 2 hours of trying and doing practicing and stuff like that. So towards the end here, I got kind of confident. It got easier. I said, okay, don't be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of it. I was terrified at the beginning, and that's why the first one did not look too good. I was going too slow and too purposeful and trying too hard. Just let it come to you. And again, I am not a painter, guys. Unless it's a solid color, it has never been in my wheelhouse to do anything like this. Here I'm adding the happy dots. I did get a smaller brush size to get these dots on here. And even though you can kind of see, the bloom letters are actually dry, but those dots, you can actually see them while you're working because they're kind of, it's a different stroke. There's actual paint going in a different direction on top of the other paint. So you can see them even though it kind of blends in, it's all the same color, in order to do the next thing. Now this was the fun part. I was actually more scared of this little detail brush than I was of anything else, and this came more natural to me than I had ever expected it to. Watching her do the little tiny accents, and again, I'm not good with shading either. I don't know what direction to pretend to, I have none of this training, none of this experience. So I'm watching her, I'm mimicking her. I just stuttered like 4 times saying mimicking. I'm mimicking her. Now, the only thing I can think of, guys, here, I grabbed a sandy brown color. Why on earth I did not grab white, I do not know. I may have didn't have my coffee that morning, or I was hangry, I don't know. But I don't know why I grabbed this color instead of white. You will see me at the end of this painting session. I get the white paint and I go over it. So this whole thing is literally a beautiful mess that ends up at the end just kind of coming together. I'm very happy with it. I mean, I have my own critiques. I have my own criticisms. Everybody, everyone says I'm my own worst critic, and that is very true for me. So here I'm going to correct my M a little bit. I put a little bit too much of that accent color on the side, so I kind of wanted the last part of that M to look a little bit more natural, or a little bit more even. I have a little bit of an issue where I think things should be even. I don't know if it's just an organizational thing. So I decided, in her video she uses a bright pink, and I love it, but I am a green person, so I said let me use this bright lime green. Now I love the way this color looks. I'm not sure if the lighting that my studio light that I have above, I'm not sure if it's really showing you just how kind of like crisp it is, but it's a really pretty green color and I love it. It's a very lime fern green. And again, this whole little detail brush type stuff we're doing here is coming so easily and so natural to me that it starts to be fun. So something I was absolutely terrified of in the beginning, is turning into one of the best afternoons I've had in a while, where I'm just literally doing something. I'm like, well, at this point, let's just go with it, Whitney. See what you come up with, because at some point I'll be done painting, and then I can do what naturally comes to me, and I'll put flowers and ribbons and bows on it. Oh my. So here I'm just kind of adding more and more paint. Now I'm using the cap of the acrylic paint bottle, and I'm just dabbing it right back in, so it's becoming easier and easier for me. And then I'm also referencing back to when I get my nails done. You guys, many of you have commented on my nails. I get my nails done, obviously. I have acrylic fingernails, and I love nail art. So depending on the nail artist I have at the time, you'll see me with lots of art if they're good. And if I have no art, then that means I don't like what they do, and I don't have any art for a reason. It's just pink and whites. But look how cute that is. It's just, something's not popping for me. The green looks great, so I did as Tracy. I went back to the artist for the original idea, which basically caught my eye and had me fall in love with the whole creation of this piece. Okay, Whitney, don't mess with it. Don't fix it. It's not broken. Go grab the pink. So I got a bright pink, and I did the same thing. So technically, I used 3 colors instead of 2. I don't know if I still don't believe I would call it busy. I like the way it turned out. I love all the extras on it. I love all the who's it's and what's it's galore. Yes, I did a Disney reference. Please, Lord, do not get me demonetized. Anyways, I just kept going with it, and you'll see me go back and forth. But this turned out. So I'm getting happier. I'm gaining more confidence. This is really turning out. Then I used a little bit of water just to clean up that little spot there. So just got a little bit of water on the brush to make that line straight. Again, I have to get over some of this stuff. It's not supposed to be even. There's a little close-up of her. So some of the imperfections is what makes items beautiful, right? If things are crooked or lopsided. Now, obviously, my letters are not centered. They are not there. There's Tracy's video. Because now we're going to do the cute little doodads on the outside. You can see here, my brush strokes are a little bit more purposeful. Very few times I'll go back over them. I'm getting more confident. And I did not expect this at all, guys. This was such a wonderful surprise. And I recorded it just in case. Now, sometimes I'll record things and it will never make it to the channel because it's like, Whitney, no, just don't. But you guys know in the past I have given you some things where I've completely blundered everything and then I fixed it or found a way to fix it or overcome it. With this, I didn't know it would happen. And when it came out so well, I was so happy and excited. I messaged Tracy. I wanted to make sure that she was okay with it because I am literally copying her item. Now, her inspiration, she was able to, her instructions are great. They're very detailed, the way she does things and how things are going, and the equipment she uses, those things. She's very knowledgeable and she's very talented. So if you, again, do not know who Tracy, it's Country Charm by Tracy is her YouTube channel. It is so much information and so many beautiful items. It'll literally keep you captivated for hours, guys. Go over to her channel, tell her I said hi. There's a link in my description of the video itself that I was using, and you'll see exactly what I mean when you get there, trust me. Now, I'm adding the same color again. Why on earth, Whitney, didn't you pick up the white paint? Why? So I put that sandy brown over the black, but you can't really see it that well, so I was like, I don't know. Things are still going well, and at this point, then I started to say, well, Whitney, what if you just mess it up? So here I'm testing it out because I've never done splatter, and one of Tracy's big signatures is she loves to do splatter paint, and I love that as well. There's a lot of whimsy country items, especially like this little thing. Here you guys, I got the white paint. Then I stuck my head right over the whole thing the whole time I painted those little cues, those little highlights on all the little happy dots. So here you see me going over the sandy brown color in white. So all the highlights, everything I'm covering right now is already something that was in that sandy brown color. I'm putting it in the white. So I finally found my light. I found the plugs were then replugged inside the brain upstairs, and you're going to see me replace everything that was sandy brown. You're going to see in white. So now I'm going to add the little lines on the sides. Now she only did one. She only did black. I added black and white. Again, for some it might be too busy, but I think it's one of those things where it becomes sort of like your own first little emotional thing, you know? This is my first time I ever did anything like this, so did I go overboard? Maybe. For some, could be. For some, maybe not. But for me, I'm happy with it. So in 10, 20 years, I want to look back at it and find out, you know, if you ever look back at the work you do and go, wow, what were we thinking? But that was also what's in style. So here also, the next thing I added. This is a little, I guess it's a dotting tool. I don't know what you call it. I got it at Dollar Tree, but again, I'm going back to when I get my nails done. And you see me adding all these little dots. So you just load the larger part of the dot up, and then you just start going dot, and then you keep going until the dots get small enough and you stop, because basically you're unloading the paint from the tool. Again, all of the years I have been getting my nails done since I was 16 years old, and I am not 16 anymore. So I put the little dots around the areas I thought were cute. That's usually some of the, maybe that could be old school of me because people don't do nail art like that anymore, but do you see those little dots? I love those dots. They make me happy. So I put those around the outside edge, and then I also put them in certain places around the letters. Made me happy. Also, I love stuff that looks like it's, what would you call it? Beautiful clutter. Gorgeous, shabby, elegant clutter. I don't know. I like it because I've got so many elements and aspects going on here now that I love the busyness of it. You know, there's something that your eye can go to, and it's a small item. It's not like this is a big piece or a big piece of art, or it's just a small little cutting board. You guys know that size from Dollar Tree. We've seen them in so many hauls, and so many people make things out of them. It's not a large item, but it's got enough going on that it just keeps you interested. So here I'm finally doing the white paint splatter. Tracy does that in black and white. And every time I've watched her make something, whether it's one of her cute little truck designs or arrangements and stuff, this paint splatter really does make it very country, very whimsy. And then there's the pieces of those. Those are horrible brushes, by the way, guys. Don't ever buy them. They're not in my Amazon store, so don't even worry about it. So now we're done. New staple gun, guys. She's amazing. Now this right here, you're going to watch me pull it right out because this is the maiden voyage of my new staple gun. I needed to tighten it. I needed to look it up, pull out the directions, and tighten it. So I have my junk boxes here. You see my little buckets? And that was a piece of leftover jute that I had taken off of something else. So it was probably on the back of a Dollar Tree something or the other, or it was a remnant left over from a spool that I'd used up, but it had some kinks in it. So I used my heat gun to get some of the kinks out. Be careful with that because it did start to smell like a beautiful little campfire in the craft room. So be careful with the heat gun. Just a disclaimer, do not do as I do. And sometimes don't do as I say either. So I stapled it twice on both sides. And then you're going to see me secure it at the very end with some brown paper craft tape. Now we're just going to do what I do best, what I love. This is where I'm not going to put a bunch of flowers. I wanted to, but apparently without proper placement and planning, I was just happy that I got the bloom to look the way it did. So we don't have room for very much, accoutrement, as I would say. You like my accent? We don't have room for all the, whatnots that I would want to put on my little crafty item here. So we're definitely putting a bow on it, but this is because I really wanted this really whimsy Harlequin ribbon on there. Now it's very Mackenzie Childs inspired, but definitely not Mackenzie Childs ribbon because that stuff is a car payment. But this is from that's from craftoutlet.com, that roll of ribbon. I've had it for many, many moons, but I also have a 50-yard roll too, so once that one's gone, I've got much, much more of it. So I have some leftover sisal. That's actual sisal twine that I got at Lowe's many years ago. That's just what's left of the end of a spool. And I did a hand bow. So I just took it and I wrapped it around all of my fingers probably about 8 to 10 times. That's usually my go-to is 8 or 10 times. And we're going to put that right in the center of our regular bow. And I'm going to use that to attach a lot of these little, pink things onto. This is a little bundle of berries I got at Joann's so many years ago. I used them just recently in an Easter video, but also I have many colors and I bought I think 2 or 3 of each of them. So I've got blue, green, yellow, pink, purple, whatever it came in, I bought all of them. You guys do that? It's like, oh, these are so cute. I must have every color and multiples. But they were also on sale. So I can't be held accountable. I think I got them for like 59 cents or something. That was back in the day when I actually really literally wrote the price I paid on every single tag. I don't do that anymore. I don't have that kind of patience. But again, I took the berries and I cut it in half and I made 2 little picks out of the 1 pick. It's very, very common to do that, especially if you want to make, items kind of spread out. But we're also doing a very small, focused little arrangement here. So there we go. We got 2 little picks out of 1. And then this is a Dollar Tree, guys. This Dollar Tree stuff they've been coming out with since they went to $1.25, I'm loving it. And I'm not a big fan of their florals, but I found some good greenery this last time, so I'm very happy about that. And then this is a bush from a pack of 12 or something I got from Amazon of eucalyptus. That's in my Amazon store. I love it. I believe I got 12 bushes that size for a very decent price. I don't remember what it is, but it makes me happy because the tips of that eucalyptus are bright, bright green. And I just like it. I don't know if it's realistic or not. I don't know that it matters in my eyes because to me it's a pretty green color. It looks like a very spring life color. I love it. So I'm gluing the pieces behind the ribbon, behind the loops of the bow, and we're going to use this bow as basically like our styrofoam. So we're attaching mostly everything to this bow. Now the bow you saw, I'm not sure if I mentioned it because I was probably jibber-jabbering. I used my staple gun to staple that ribbon on there. I cut a strip of ribbon, I folded it in half, pinched it in the middle, and then I used my staple gun to staple that down. And then here we are putting our hand bow. I don't know what to call these things, guys. Finger bow. It's not a finger bow because I've made those separately. But just make a little handmade bow. And then the rest is all gravy, guys. So depending on how much gravy, are you a gravy person? And how much gravy do you like? The rest will just come to you. Little tiny pieces here and there. Tuck this on this side, tuck this on that side. I'm trying to be mindful to not cover up too much of the letters that I so painfully spent so much time and effort in doing and redoing. You don't want to cover up too much of it because the focus is supposed to be the hand paint, in my opinion. Now, remember, not everything can be 100% showing. That's part of the arrangement. Like sometimes we put things in the background in order to be filler, but that bloom is not the filler. The bow and the greenery is. So I'm trying to concentrate and not go overboard, which I'm very, very notorious for doing. I will end up making bows and arrangements so big that you can't see what the original item was, or you can't even see like what the container was I planned on using when I was putting things together. But again, if you can sit back and laugh at it, then you still had a good day. And if you had fun doing it, you still had a good day. And then you can have fun ripping it apart to redo it because you did it not the way you had intended. Then it's even more fun doing it that way too. Or at least try to laugh at it. Unless you get mad. If you get mad, take a step back and come back to it another day. It's not worth it, you guys. Sometimes these are the small joys in life, right? These are the things that make you happy. So if you get to a point where it's not happy, take a break. Take a break. Get something to drink. Get a cheeseburger. Call your mom. Call a friend. Play with your dog. Do anything. Listen to some jokes. Watch some stuff. It doesn't matter. But this was absolutely so much fun, and I cannot thank Tracy enough. Her messages, she's a sweet, sweet person. And I'm very, very, very happy that I tried this. So again, guys, as much as you are afraid of doing things, because I was terrified of this. I'm like, why am I doing this? What are you doing, Whitney? I was like, well, just turn the camera on and record it just in case. Just in case. And then by the second time, I was like, what are you doing? You're wiping this all off. You're just making it into a big mess of black paint. And I was like, no, we'll just keep trying. Just keep trying. And I'm happy. And this lovely girl is actually going to my sister. She saw it and lost her lid and said, please, Whitney, let me have it. I said, absolutely, Stace. My sister's name is Stacy. I said, absolutely, sister. I call her my Cece, actually. So if you guys ever meet my sister, call her Cece. Hi, Cece. Yes, we are old, and yes, I call her my Cece. Mostly, as the little sister, it's my job in life to basically annoy and amaze her with my annoyance. It's my purpose. It has always been, and to this day, in this age, it's still with me. So there she is. Look how cute it is. Now, I had to cut to another day because I didn't have my craft paper tape yet. So Amazon delivers the next day. Here is the craft paper tape. It is a good, and the sticky on there is amazing. I got that on Amazon. You will see it in my Amazon store. If there's other brands or other items you guys use, I saw this on another video where someone was just taping the back of a sign that they had made. I'm like, I need to buy that stuff because it makes it look so professional. I was not happy with just leaving the glue on the back showing because I did put hot glue over those staples. So I wanted this to look somewhat finished. And then if you check out what I did here, because I was just too excited to use the tape for the first time, dear Whitney, I just slap it down, but then it's crooked on one side. And that stuff ain't coming back up. So I'm just rubbing it in, rubbing it in. Ta-da! Look how cute she is. I'm so happy. I really am. There's aspects of it that I'm over the moon about, and other things where I know where I can tell I need more practice and more work. But for my first attempt and for having such a wonderful tutorial to follow, it was amazing. It was just great. Yeah, so go over to Tracy's channel again, Country Charm by Tracy. There's a link to the video I used in the description. Like, subscribe, tell her I said hi, tell her you said hi from my channel. It was just amazing. Let me know exactly how well it worked for you guys. So with that said, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I can't explain to you in words how much I appreciate the fact that you guys are spending time with me, that you're coming, you're liking, and you're watching the video. And I'm getting amazing comments. I'm getting wonderful, just absolutely kind words. And you guys all have such an impact on me, more than you could possibly know. And again, we all have so much more in common than we all think we do. So thank you for that. From the bottom of my heart, you guys. Thank you. And until the next one. Oh, sorry. Shameless plug here. I have a coffee page. If you can, take a look at it. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Because no matter what, I appreciate that you're here. And if that's all you can do, then that's all we need to do. And everything will continue to happen. I still got many videos planned. I'm excited to do some next things I have coming up. You guys are going to love those. So happy crafting. Many hugs. Take care of yourself and each other. You guys are doing a great job of that already. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.